Hello and welcome to GameStalgic. As always, I'm Shane, and today we are reviewing Ratchet and Clank Going Commando for the PlayStation 2 console. Is it still good after almost 2 decades, or should it never be played again? All these answers and more in today's classic gaming review. To stay up to date on other great classic gaming reviews, be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing, because I post brand new reviews every single Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, to review this classic PlayStation 2 title, we're going to take a look at 5 categories, which are followed as the story, the visuals, the audio, the gameplay, and lastly, if it's worth your time and money in the new age of gaming. Each category will have a base value of 10, which could result in a possible overall final score of 50. Beginning with the story, Going Commando picks up a few years after the original Ratchet and Clank game and starts off having public heroes Ratchet and Clank doing an interview when they are suddenly teleported and assigned an important mission to retrieve a stolen biological experiment that's vital to saving the galaxy. The story is a typical 2000s movie that hosts a lot of variety in the interplanetary levels, and it also offers a very comical side of Hollywood that was present during the time of the game was being developed. There's also a handful of top-notch jokes that still gave me a really good laugh, as they did when I played the game in my early childhood days. The story receives a score of 8 out of 10. The second category we'll look at is the visuals. Given this game was released in 2003, the visuals are probably the worst thing that I experienced coming back to this game almost 2 decades later. Most of the models look kinda clunky, and some even have their eyes that merge through their heads and clip. It was often kinda disturbing seeing that. While it may not be the most polished gameplay, however, it is still a very good game despite the clunky nature of the character models. I mean, it's just not pretty anymore, unfortunately, so the visuals receive a 5 out of 10. Next, we're going to take a look at the audio. Going Commando used the same audio assets as the previous title in the franchise, which it's not a bad thing at all. Instead of trying to create this all brand new audio tech within the sequel, Insomniac Games took their time to really increase the feel of the music and the spatial audio in the game, including interplanetary biomes and cities, to make it feel as real as possible. The audio brings a major nostalgic aspect to the game, and everything great about the first game has been revitalized into its sequel. The audio receives a score of 10 out of 10. The next category we are going to take a look at is the gameplay. Man, this game is still incredibly fun to play. As I said, the awkward graphics were annoying while replaying through the story, but the gameplay still holds up extremely well. Well, except for the door hacking tool mechanism, that was a nightmare, and that was honestly the most annoying thing of the game for me personally. Regardless, though, the levels had plenty of secrets to discover, and it offered an incredible amount of variety, including the enemy types, the vegetation, and the different biomes, including different planetary systems and even character interactions. It was all done very well, and it was well designed, and I can't thank everyone enough at Insomniac Games who worked on this game to provide such a long-lasting adventure that is still very enjoyable almost 20 years later. The gameplay receives a score of 10 out of 10. But lastly, is Ratchet and Clank Going Commando worth your time and money after all this time? Yeah, I believe it is. With all the oversaturated genres in gaming today, Ratchet and Clank are the guys who are going to be able to take you into a different dimension and allow you to experience why this era of gaming is so special. This game is super cheap as well, so you're getting an incredible amount of replay value when you're choosing to dive into this game after all this time. The replay value receives a 10 out of 10. But after crunching the numbers, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando receives a final score of 43 out of 50. While the story at times felt like fillers in a 2000s action movie and the visuals were pretty dated, the amount of enjoyment that you get out of this game surpasses the flaws by miles. You are missing out if you don't really give this game a chance in this new age of gaming. But I hope you enjoyed this classic gaming review. If you did, a like would really be appreciated because I put a lot of work into these reviews. And also, don't forget to subscribe for a new classic gaming review every single Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in to GameStalgic today. As always, I'm Shane, and I will see you in the next GameStalgic review.